Good afternoon, grade 7 students from the Division of Davao de Oro. This is your radio-based instruction in Mathematics 7. I am teacher Joseph Rizon from Pantucan National High School, your radio teacher for today. To start our learning session, please make sure that you are ready and comfortable wherever you are right now. Let me lend your ears and attention as well so that you can focus in our class through radio. Before we are going to start, kindly get and prepare your paper, pen, and your module entitled Mathematics 7, Quarter 2, Module 9, Solving Linear Equations and Inequalities in One Variable. This time, let us learn something new today. Are you ready, learners? Great! Our lesson for today is about solving linear equations and inequalities in one variable. And at the end of the lesson, you are expected to differentiate between mathematical expressions and mathematical equations. Second, differentiate between equations and inequalities. And last, find the solution of an equation and inequality involving one variable from a given replacement set. And we are set, students. Let's start our lesson for today. This time, please go to page 191 of your module and let us read and analyze the concept. As written, mathematical expressions may contain variables that can take on many values. However, when a variable is known to have a specific value, we can directly substitute the value in the expression. This process is called evaluating a mathematical expression. To illustrate, let's have an example. We have x plus 2 as our given mathematical expression. This expression has one variable x and can take many values. But this time, we will use x is equal to 2. 2 is the specific value for x. And by substituting, we can say that x becomes 2 and the expression becomes 2 plus 2. The process is what we call evaluating a mathematical expression. On the other hand, mathematical equation defined as a mathematical statement consisting of an equal symbol between two algebraic expressions that have the same value. And take note, it can be determined whether it is true or false. To illustrate, let's say x plus 2 is equal to 4. This equation consists of two mathematical expressions, x plus 2 and 4. That is connected with an equal sign between these two mathematical expressions. This can be determined whether it is true or false depending on the value of x. Let's say x is equal to 2. This value of x will be replaced to the variable x in our mathematical equation, which is x plus 2 is equal to 4. And by substituting, we got 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. And by simplifying, we got 4 is equal to 4. Is it true or false? Great! 4 is equal to 4. Therefore, we can say that the value x is equal to 2 satisfies the equation x plus 2 is equal to 4. To sum it up, a mathematical expression such as x plus 5 just represents a value. It cannot be true or false. However, a mathematical equation such as 7 is equal to x plus 5 may be true or false depending on the value of x. This equation is true if x is equal to 2 and false if x is equal to 1. We can say that x is equal to 2 is a solution to the mathematical equation 7 equals x plus 5. Let's further understand mathematical equation. For example, the given 0 is equal to 2x plus 2. Which of the x values, -4, -1, 0, 2, 3, will make the equation true? Let's start evaluating the equation using the value of x, which is -4, by copying our equation, which is 0 is equal to 2x plus 2, and using our value of x, which is -4, simply substitute the value of x, which is -4, to our variable in our given equation. And our given equation becomes 0 is equal to 2 times -4 plus 2. And by simplifying, we got 0 is equal to -8 plus 2. And using the operation, we say 0 is equal to -6. Since 0 is not equal to -6, therefore, the equation is not true when x is equal to -4. Let's have another value of x, which is -1. By simply copying our equation, which is 0 is equal to 2x plus 2, and by substituting the value of x, the equation becomes 0 is equal to 2 times -1 plus 2. By simplifying, the equation becomes 0 is equal to -2 plus 2. And by operating, we got 0 is equal to 0. Since 0 is equal to 0, therefore the equation is true when x is equal to -1. The third value of x, which is 0. By simply copying our given equation, which is 0 is equal to 2x plus 2, and substituting the value of x, which is 0, to our given equation, the equation becomes 0 is equal to 2 times 0 plus 2. And by simplifying, we got 0 equals 2. Since 0 is not equal to 2, therefore, the equation is not true when x is equal to 0. the fourth value of x, which is x is equal to 2, by copying our given equation, which is 0 is equal to 2x plus 2, and by substituting the given value of x, which is 2, to our given equation. The equation now becomes 0 is equal to 2 times 2 plus 2. And by simplifying, we got 0 is equal to 4 plus 2. And using the operation, we got 0 equals 6. Since 0 is not equal to 6, therefore, the equation is not true when x is equal to 2. And the fifth value of x, which is 3, by substituting it to our given equation, the given equation becomes 0 is equal to 2 times 3 plus 2. And by simplifying, we got 0 is equal to 6 plus 2. And now, it will become 0 equals 8. Is it correct? Since 0 is not equal to 8, therefore, the equation is not true when x is equal to 3. Based on the evaluation we had, the equation 0 is equal to 2x plus 2 is true when x is equal to negative 1. Let's further understand the concept of mathematical equation. Let's answer this example. 1/2 times the quantity x minus 1 is equal to negative 1. Which of the x values? Negative 4, negative 1, 0, 2, 3, 8 will make the equation true. This time, you are going to answer this one. We will check your answer after our break time. Don't go away, students. We will be right back after the short break.
The Radyo Z-eskwela program of the Division of Davao de Oro is being brought to you by Nueda Builders Construction and Supply Incorporated, Maverick Builders Incorporated, Mitch Construction and Supply, Archicons Architectural Construction and Supply, DB Construction and Supply, Hanaway Builders Corporation, 𝗏𝗏𝘃𝗏𝗏 Gasoline Station, Master Construction and Supplies, Mackenzie Builders, GP&H Construction Incorporated, Metro Gear Construction Corporation, NEN Builders and Development Services Corporation, Max Mays Enterprises Incorporated, We Inc. Construction Company, Rangay Construction and Supply, East Sussex Enterprise, WM Construction, Councilor Boogie and Miss Marjorie Vertodazo, Icon Builders and Supply, and Apex Mining Company Incorporated.
And we are back, students. Let us check your answer. The given is 1/2 times the quantity x minus 1 is equal to negative 1. Which of the x values? Negative 4, negative 1, 0, 2, and 3 will make the equation true. Let's begin with x is equal to negative 4. First, simply copy our given equation, which is 1/2 times the quantity x minus 1 is equal to negative 1. Next, substitute the value of x to our given equation. And now the equation becomes 1/2 times the quantity negative 4 minus 1 is equal to negative 1. By simplifying, the equation now becomes 1/2 times negative 5 is equal to negative 1. And the result is negative 5 over 2 is equal to negative 1. Is it correct? Since negative 5 over 2 is not equal to negative 1, therefore, the equation is not true when x is equal to negative 4. How about x is equal to negative 1? The same we did. Just simply copy the given equation and substitute the value of x, which is a negative 1. The equation or the given equation becomes 1/2 times the quantity negative 1 minus 1 is equal to negative 1. By simplifying, we got 1/2 times the quantity negative 2 is equal to negative 1. And by simplifying, 1/2 times negative 2 becomes negative 1, which is equal to negative 1. Is it true? Since negative 1 is equal to negative 1, therefore, this equation is true when x is equal to negative 1. How about the third value of x, which is 0? Copy the given equation, substitute the value of x, which is 0, simplify, and the equation becomes negative 1 over 2 is equal to negative 1. Is this true? Since negative 1 over 2 is not equal to negative 1, therefore, the equation is not true when x is equal to 0. How about when x is equal to 2? Let's evaluate our given equation. Substitute the value of x, which is 2. The equation becomes 1/2 times the quantity 2 minus 1 is equal to negative 1. By simplifying, we got 1/2 times 1 is equal to negative 1. And simplify further, the result now becomes 1/2 is equal to negative 1. Is it true? Since 1/2 is not equal to negative 1, therefore, the equation is not true when x is equal to 2. How about when x is equal to 3? Simply substitute the value of 3 to our given equation. The given equation becomes 1/2 times the quantity 3 minus 1 is equal to negative 1. And after simplifying, we got 1/2 times 2 is equal to 1. To further simplify this one, the result now is 1 is equal to negative 1. Since 1 is not equal to negative 1, therefore, the equation is not true when x is equal to 3. Based on the evaluation we had, the equation 1/2 times the quantity x minus 1 is equal to negative 1 is true when x is equal to negative 1. Based on the given example, students, are there any examples of linear equations that have more than one solution? The answer is none. We can say that linear equations in one variable may have one unique solution. Take note of that. Linear equations in one variable may have one unique solution. Let's evaluate this one. X plus 5 is equal to 13. Let us prove that only one of the elements of the replacement set, negative 8, negative 3, 5, 8, 11, satisfies the equation. Let's begin with x is equal to negative 8. Our given equation is x plus 5 is equal to 13. Substitute the value of x, which is negative 8. The given equation becomes negative 8 plus 5 is equal to 13. By simplifying, we got negative 3 is equal to 13. Since negative 3 is not equal to 13, therefore, negative 8 is not a solution. Let's proceed to the next value. The next value is x is equal to negative 3. Copy the given equation. Substitute the value of x, which is negative 3, to our given equation. The given equation becomes negative 3 plus 5 is equal to 13. By simplifying, we got 2 is equal to 13. Since 2 is not equal to 13, therefore, negative 3 is not a solution. How about x is equal to 5? Substitute the value of x, which is 5, to our given equation. The given equation becomes 5 plus 5 is equal to 13. And 5 plus 5 is 10. Copy equals 13. Is this true? Since 10 is not equal to 13, therefore, 5 is not a solution. How about x is equal to 8? Let's substitute the value of x, which is 8, to our given equation. That is 8 plus 5 is equal to 13. Simplifying, 13 is equal to 13. Since 13 is equal to 13, therefore 8 is a solution. And last, x is equal to 11. Substitute the value of x, which is 11, to our given equation. That is 11 plus 5 is equal to 13. By simplifying, we got 16 is equal to 13. Since 16 is not equal to 13, therefore 11 is not a solution. Therefore, based on our evaluation, only x is equal to 8 satisfied the equation, while the rest did not. Therefore, we proved that only one element in the replacement set satisfies the equation. That's great, students! This time, we will now have another topic, which is mathematical inequality. Are you now ready? Great! X minus 3 is less than 11. It is a mathematical inequality because it uses less than symbol. For inequalities, the variable can take on several values that can make the inequality true solution to the inequality. As defined, mathematical inequality is like a mathematical equation, may either be true or false, and instead of using equal sign, it uses greater than, lesser than, greater than or equal to, and lesser than or equal to. Let's say x is equal to 5. The given inequality is x minus 3 less than 11. Substitute the value of x, which is 5. The inequality becomes 5 minus 3 is lesser than 11. By simplifying, we got 2 is lesser than 11. Since 2 is lesser than 11, therefore, it satisfies the inequality. Let's say x is equal to 0. The inequality given is x minus 3 is lesser than 11. By substituting, we get 0 minus 3 is lesser than 11. The answer now is negative 3 is lesser than 11. Since negative 3 is lesser than 11, therefore it satisfies the inequality. Therefore, 5 and 0 are true solutions of x minus 3 lesser than 11. But 5 and 0 are not the only solutions. There can be other solutions and several values of x that will satisfy the inequality. Take note of that, students. Let's have another example. Given 3x plus 1 is lesser than 0, which of the x values, -4, -1, 0, and 2, will make the equation true? Let's start with x is equal to -4. Using our given inequality, 3x plus 1 is lesser than 0. Substitute the value of x, which is -4. The inequality becomes 3 times -4 plus 1 lesser than 0. By simplifying, we got -12 plus 1 lesser than 0. And -11 is lesser than 0. Since -11 is lesser than 0, therefore the inequality is true when x is equal to -4. How about x is equal to -1? Using our given inequality, substitute the value of x, which is -1. The inequality becomes 3 times -1 plus 1 is lesser than 0. By simplifying, we got -3 plus 1 is lesser than 0. The inequality becomes -2 is lesser than 0. Since -2 is lesser than 0, therefore the inequality is true when x is equal to -2. And x is equal to 0. Using our given inequality, substitute the value of x, which is 0. The inequality becomes 3 times 0 plus 1 is lesser than 0. By substituting and by simplifying, we got 0 plus 1 is lesser than 0. And the inequality becomes 1 is lesser than 0. Since 1 is greater than 0, therefore the inequality is not true when x is equal to 0. And when x is equal to -2, using our given inequality, the inequality becomes 3 times 2 plus 1 is lesser than 0. We got 6 plus 1 is lesser than 0. And by simplifying, we got 7 is lesser than 0. Since 7 is greater than 0, therefore, the inequality is not true when x is equal to 2. Based on our evaluation, the inequality 3x plus 1 is lesser than 0 is true when x is equal to -4 and -1. Try to answer this one. The given is x minus 3 lesser than or equal to 5. You need to determine the element or elements of the replacement set -8, -3, 5, 8, and 11 that satisfies the equation. Don't go away, students. We will check your answers after the break time.
The Radyo Z-eskwela program of the Division of Davao de Oro is being brought to you by 𝗏𝗏 Construction and Supply Incorporated, Maverick Builders Incorporated, Mitch Construction and Supply, Archicons Architectural Construction and Supply, DB Construction and Supply, Hanaway Builders Corporation, 𝗏𝗏 𝗏𝗃𝗏𝗏 Gasoline Station, Master Construction and Supplies, Mackenzie Builders, GP&H Construction Incorporated, Metro Gear Construction Corporation, NEN Builders and Development Services Corporation, Max Mays Enterprises Incorporated, We Inc. Construction Company, Rangay Construction and Supply, East Sussex Enterprise, WM Construction, Councilor Boogie and Miss Marjorie Vertodazo, Icon Builders and Supply, and Apex Mining Company Incorporated.
And we are back, students. Let us check your answer. The given is x minus 3 lesser than or equal to 5. You need to determine the element or elements of the replacement set -8, -3, 5, 8, and 11 that satisfies the equation. Let's have x is equal to -8. The given inequality is x minus 3 lesser than or equal to 5. Substitute the value of x, which is -8. It will become -8 minus 3 lesser than or equal to 5. By simplifying, we have -11 is lesser than or equal to 5. Is this true? Since -11 is lesser than 5, which satisfies to our inequality, therefore, -8 is a solution. How about x is equal to -3? Using our given inequality, substitute the value of x, which is -3, to our given inequality. It will become -3 minus 3 is lesser than or equal to 5. By simplifying, we got -6 is lesser than or equal to 5. Is this true? Since -6 is lesser than 5, which satisfies to our inequality, therefore, -3 is a solution. How about x is equal to 5? Using our given inequality, substitute the value of x, which is 5. It will become 5 minus 3 is lesser than or equal to 5. It will become 2 is lesser than 5. Is this true? Since 2 is lesser than 5, which satisfies to our inequality, therefore, 5 is a solution. And x is equal to 8. Using our given inequality, substitute the value of x, which is 8. It will become 8 minus 3 lesser than or equal to 5. And it will become 5 is lesser than or equal to 5. Yes, since 5 is equal to 5, which satisfies to our inequality, therefore, 5 is a solution. How about x is equal to 11? Using our given inequality, substitute the value of x, which is 11, and it will become 11 minus 3 is lesser than or equal to 5. And the result is 8 lesser than or equal to 5. Is this true? Since 8 is greater than 5, which does not satisfy to our inequality, therefore, 11 is not a solution. Based on the evaluation, the inequality was satisfied if x is equal to -8, -3, 5, and 8. The inequality was not satisfied when x is equal to 11. Therefore, there are 4 elements in the replacement set that are solutions to the inequality. Based on the given example, students, do you think that there can be more than one solution to a linear inequality in one variable? Why or why not? The answer is yes. The previous examples show that a linear inequality may have more than one solution. Therefore, we can say that there are several numbers that may be lesser than or greater than any given number. And we can say linear equations in one variable may have a unique solution, but linear inequalities in one variable may have many solutions. Take note, linear equations, one solution, linear inequalities, many solutions. Thank you for your great participation, students. I hope you have learned something from me. You can try to practice more problems found in your module, and you can try to ask for help to your Mathematics 7 teacher. We will be seeing each other next month, students. Goodbye, be safe, and God bless us all.
Z-eskwela Executive Committee. The School's Division Superintendent, 𝗏𝗶𝘶𝗶𝗵 Seso 5. Assistant Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Romel R. Handayan. OIC Curriculum Implementation Division Chief, Karina S. Frasco. School Governance and Operations Division Chief, Dr. Ruben J. Riponte. Members, Cecilia Morales, Dr. Hilda A. Opeña, Dr. Arlene B. Lim, Dr. Eldecris B. Calzadora, Dr. Dexter A. Siquinia, Nohara O. Pinute, Noemi P. Canales, Dr. Grace D. Pontillas, Virgilito C. Pabrices, Juanito Lapiceros, Engineer Norberto S. Manlangit, Jomar M. Dumupoy, Bob Daylan S. Milabat, Medard T. Ampit, and Paz Eugenia Villusino. Technical Working Committee, Productions and Communications, Lorely E. Quijano, Given G. Hinampas, Judyland T. Yu, Donna D. T. Bolifer, Mary Rose N. Resma, Riven Manuel, Irene Lea C. Manguhon, and Bessie Aya N. Baniez. Social Media and Packaging Team, Christian Anhara L. Martesio, William R. Ranara, Joan T. Iscoton, Roberto S. Acusar Jr., May B. Istaniol, Richard H. Arellano, Glee L. S. Blanco, Ralph A. Tabanyag, Angelo Gutierrez Jr., and Jade Karen Araiz.